Good morning all. Before we start, can I please ask you to save all of your questions until the end of the presentation? Thank you. And as a side note, the information I present to you today is based from version 1, beta 7 of our web portal and version 2.5 of EasyReader for EasyReader Share. And today I'll be advising you all on our testing processes and procedures for our PTS EasyReader Share project. Dolphin is an agile organization, meaning we will always be updating our products and releasing new builds constantly. So to understand the testing processes and procedures for PTS, we first have to understand the objective and user case first. As some of you may or may not already know, PTS stands for Post och Telestyrelsen, aka the Swedish Post and Telecom Authority, which is the name of the organization who's given us the grant for this project, hence the temporary name of PTS. Now, the target groups are the employer and employee, which we'll need to think about in two different perspectives. An employer and employee within the business industry and in education. Through the educational side, there'll be a potential teacher as the employer and a student as the employee. And in a business, it says the name states, an employer, the customer, and employee, the user. It's important to know who our audience are when testing so that we can understand the user's point of view and be sure we're creating accurate test plans and test cases. This PTS project consists of 3 different software components integrated into one system. The employer registers the user accounts for employees to have text-based information distributed through the web portal. Employers use the Easy Converter Express for converting documents into accessible formats and then uploads it into the web portal. And when the document is distributed, it will notify the employees the new information from the employer, which they're able to read. The employee then takes the information and are able to read it on their own personal devices through the EasyReader Share app, which is through our own personal EasyReader. Firstly, there are 3 types of organization level roles that comprise of an owner, admin, and user. This is relevant to testing the web portal as the employer could be either an owner or an admin, and the employee would be the user. Within the web portal, you'll be able to switch between different organizations, such as owned or personal organizations and administrated organizations. The owner will be able to do anything to their owned organizations, but won't have access to manage users within a personal organization, as the user won't be able to join a personal organization. Then the admin will have the same access to the owner, except the plan module. So they won't be able to change the organization's name, billing options, quotas, etc., everything that's within the plan module. And finally, we have the user who will only have access to their own profile module, where they'll be able to change their personal details, join and leave groups, and change security in addition to notification settings. Visually, this is what the current login web functionality for the web portal looks like for both the employer and employee, just so that you can see what it looks like. And so once the employer is logged in, they will be directed to the share module of the account dashboard. And I'll list some of the functionalities within the next few slides, but this is so you can have a brief visual representation of what I'll be talking about. And as you can see, for the employee's perspective, they'll only have access to their profile module and won't be able to switch between the different organizations. The EasyReader Share library will be located within our existing EasyReader app, just above Manage Library option, and both the employer and employee will have access to it. Then, when either of them select the library, they'll be directed to the Organization List menu, which they can then select the relevant organization to access the documents from that point on. So, let's break it down so that we can understand how the employer and employee will be using the web portal. I've added further listed options below each section. So the employer will be able to log into the web portal using either a Google or Dolphin account. Then they will have 3 main modules to choose from, which are the Share, Profile, and Plan modules. The Share module is where the employer will be able to create new groups and new documents. Once they've created a new group, they'll have various options to manage the group, such as being able to change the number of maximum users or restricting the group sharing. And these are only two examples of the many other options there are. And the same with creating a new document. They'll have various options to upload the different file formats, and this module with the focus, as the employer will need to upload to the web portal. Then we have the profile module, where the employer will be able to join new groups and adjust their notification settings. And finally, we have the plan module, where they'll be able to manage the organization by editing the avatar, changing the organization's name, and managing user admins. And now for the employee's perspective, they will be able to log in through the web portal using the same methods, which is Google account or Dolphin account. And once they've logged in, they'll only have access to the profile module, where they'll be able to join using, where they will be able to use the same functions as the employer, such as joining new groups and adjusting their notification settings. So I've added the location for the test packs within this PowerPoint presentation on the relevant slides, where you'll all have access to them, and I'll send an email out after this. I've created various different testing template packs for the web portal. That includes one web-only regression pack and one web-only sanity pack. So the regression pack covers more functionality of the web portal compared to the sanity pack, as the sanity pack is kept short and sweet to only check certain main aspects, such as uploading one of each file type. And these packs only have tests for the web portal, hence why there's only web only in the title. So, for the Easy Reader share breakdown, as stated before, both the employee and employer will be able to have access to the library through Easy Reader. The employer won't need to log in to Easy Reader share, but can do so if they want to check the uploaded files themselves. They'll be able to log in using either their Google or Dolphin account, depending on the account that their employer has registered. And once logged in, they will be navigated directly to My Books. Then from there on, they can open the Easy Reader Share library located in the side menu and add the invite code that the employer has communicated with them. Once the invite code has been added, they can choose the relevant organization within the list, then select the applicable document group where all of the files from the employer originally uploaded into the web portal will now be displaying within that document group. They can then download the file to their device and use all of the Easy Reader features to edit and customize the reader and settings. So, similar to the web portal test packs, I also created mini packs for Easy Reader Share, Regression, and Sanity. So, comparable to the web portal packs, the regression packs cover more functionality of Easy Reader Share compared to the Sanity pack. And these packs are separate and different from the Android and iOS Easy Reader test packs, as they focus on all the libraries, whereas the Easy Reader Share packs only include the Easy Reader Share library. I know, it sounds a bit confusing. So I also produced two master test packs that combine the web portal with Easy Reader Share. We're still trying to figure out a more user-friendly name for each pack, so suggestions are welcome after the presentation. Firstly, we have the Combo Sanity Pack with 4 different types of combinations from A to D. This is the pack that covers the main functionality of the web portal and Easy Reader Share. We created the different combinations in order to kill several birds with one stone, as the saying sort of goes. This is by testing a different combination with every new build. All of the combinations include 4 main web browsers, which is Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, and Firefox, and a comprehensive master test document of each 4 file types, which are EPUB, Microsoft Word docx, PowerPoint presentation, PPTX, and PDF, on top of Android and iOS. And lastly, we have the massive regression pack that covers the more detailed functionality as well as the main of the web portal and Easy Reader Share. The difference between this pack and the combo pack is that this regression pack includes all supported various file type versions, such as Microsoft docx 2007 up to the latest 2019 and 365 versions. The same goes for the PPTX, PDF, and different types of EPUB conversions. So, firstly, if anybody does decide to use any of the templates, then please don't forget to save them to your local machine before pressing save. And there are benefits if you do decide to use the templates, such as it could give you additional ideas on what to test. the different routes and variations you could test, and the fact that we don't have to ask you as many questions then if you come across any issues such as your browser type or device model. And if you have any feedback about these issues or anything encountered in the future, you can always email me with your test pack and a short summary, which I can then try to replicate and record. So, just to summarize, the employer will most likely be using the web portal more than they will use EasyReader Share, and the employee will be using EasyReader Share more frequently than the web portal to access the content on our accessible EasyReader app. I'd recommend the combo pack for ideas on different methods and variations to use when testing both the web portal and EasyReader Share. And lastly, but not leastly, I have imagined up and added some FAQs. So here are the answers to the ones that are displayed. What about Easy Converter Express Word add-on, as I mentioned earlier on? Well, I've left this part out because I'm unsure of the functionality and the current build of the component. But if you would like to know more on it, I would suggest contacting Tom, either speaking to him personally about it or sending him an email. And what about the device notification that the employee would receive? So this hasn't been implemented yet, but it is included within the test plan and the test packs. And what about testing not implemented areas? These are all included within the test pack and the test plans as a future deliverable, and when they're eventually added, we can then edit the test packs to suit. So, thank you all for listening. That's where I'll